Hey everybody, it's Lizzie and welcome back to lizzie-dust. So, I would like to apologize for being absent for like a week. I was not able to upload any videos last week. I was supposed to, but I realized that it somewhat lacked, and this is actually a reshoot of what I was supposed to upload already. But yeah, it's here and I'm about to do it now. So if you guys haven't like recognized the intro, we are going to do a review on the Dance with Devils stage play. Yay! Alright, so the DVD of this play was released on the 17th of last month. I was able to get a copy of it like last week, like early July. Or like early July, late June. Not really sure. But yes, so after I got the copy, I immersed myself into the whole thing. And I also rewatched it a while back, and I decided to reshoot it because what I had lacked then. So yes. But before that, I had to rewatch the anime because I was wary that they might change a few things in. I was worried that they might change a few things in the stage play because they mentioned before the play was released that Ritsuka won't be making an appearance. Like Ritsuka will be absent, so I was worried that they might change something. So I had to rewatch the anime to make sure that if they did change something big, I would be able to catch on to it. And well, they really didn't change a lot of things that much. Like, they did change a few things, but they weren't that big to make a difference. Except for the ending. That was the only big change that they had. So, yes. So, basically, this is a culmination of my love for the anime, for the stage play itself, of course, and for the actors in the stage play. I haven't got on to playing the games yet, but I will. I will. Soon. So, Yoshioka Yu and Kaminaga Keisuke, who we know from Tenemu, the second season of Tenemu, are in this musical, along with Hiromaki Jin, Ise Daiki, Yasukawa Junpei, who are also in the second season of Tenemu, and Naito Taiki, who was in the first season of Tenemu. So when I found out that that was gonna happen, I was very excited. Thankfully, the visuals were released a few days after I found out about the stage play, so I didn't have to wait that long. The visuals itself were pretty, especially the poster. I love the poster to bits. They released an anime poster and the stage play poster. So what I did was, like, I went like back and forth between the two, trying to spot the difference. But what I said, like, there was really no difference between the anime and the stage play, and I loved it a lot because the actors really suited their roles. So, the moment that the Mademoiselle PV was released, I knew that this cast was a force to be reckoned with. Their vocals were amazing, even though we only got like a minute of it in the PV. But needless to say, overall, I really enjoyed this production. So, general impressions. So, Ritsuka wasn't really absent in this production as I thought. She was still there. But she didn't have any speaking role, she didn't have any singing role, she only appeared from time to time when she was needed. And I think that's somewhat their way of like making Ritsuka absent and not absent at the same time. Because I think that they wanted to go for the effect that the audience felt that they were Ritsuka in some way. So, yes, the Ritsuka was very elegant and beautiful when she danced. It was really beautiful. So there were a lot of shocking revelations in this stage play. One of them was the voice of Naito Taiki. I did not expect Naito Taiki to sing like that. Like, I have been following him and the other people from the first season ever since 2009, 2008, 2009. Yes, around those years, and I really did not expect his voice to be that good. Also, Norizuki Kohei. I am not a fan of Burimyu. the Bleach musical. That's why I might not have heard of him before, but his voice, his vocals were amazing. Like, legit. The production was really good overall. I was speechless when I watched it for the first time. I was sort of overwhelmed by it, to be honest, but it was a good production and it was really worth the wait. So we're gonna move on to plot now. The plot doesn't really change, but they made a few changes in order to squeeze in the two new characters, Noelle and Holland. It also had a new ending. I think I mentioned this before. It also has a new ending that didn't happen in the anime, but the ending was the ending that I was rooting for in the anime. I'm happy that it happened in the stage play though. Like, really happy. Set design. Outline. So for the set design, the set design was really beautiful. It was simple, yet it was classy, it was elegant, and it gave out this creepy and ancient sort of feeling. There were multiple stairs. That's what the stage was mostly made of, stairs. Two main stairs and a few smaller stairs that are connected to ramps that lead to the backstage. At some parts, the actors in the ensemble would use those ramps to exit and enter. So the lighting was also superb. It really complemented and it really worked with the set. The production is also what I think would be a hybrid performance, but it's not really a hybrid performance because it didn't have the manga element to it. All it had were bits of the video element and a lot of the live play element. So I won't really consider this a hybrid production, but it really reminded me of hybrid production. So if you guys don't know what a hybrid production is, it's basically what they call the hyper projection and Geki Haikyuu. It's basically a mixture of manga, live play, and video elements. So yes. So we're gonna move on with a glimpse of the production. Do not move on with this part if you do not want to be spoiled. But I really won't be discussing it very in depth. I won't discuss it in detail. So I think I left out a bit of spoilers, so you guys won't be spoiled as much. Yeah, so we're gonna move on to that now. Okay, so the show begins with the opening of of episode 1 in the anime. There was also an English bit explaining what the grimoire is. I think it was Charlie who did the English bit. Charlie is one of Hiramaki Jin's nicknames, but I could really be wrong because I'm not really sure. And then Rowan comes on stage. He talks about what happened before Lord Maxis was sealed, and then they also showed us a small glimpse of Papa Arlond. And then Rem and the rest of the cast appear on stage to sing what seems to be the theme for this production. I have not heard this in the anime. I'm not sure if it was in the game, but I have not heard this in the anime yet. I think it was written for the production. So it seems to be the theme for the production because they also used this in the curtain call. And they also used it in the production. So as you can see from the opening number alone, the production really has stellar singers. So skipping ahead, we meet Holland and Rem. Rem donned a white coat that looked really pretty. It looked similar to the white coat that Rem wore in an episode in the anime. I think it was episode 8 or episode 9 where the Shiko ball was happening. I'm not sure, but it really looked like that. And it looked really good on Kaminaga Keisuke. Yurie was also in this part and he wore a red coat. Similar to what Mage wore in the... Well, it's not really similar, but it looks like that one. What Mage wore on the same occasion as Rem wore his white coat. Again, episode 8 or 9 in the anime. Ooh. So, Yurie, what I noticed was a real flirt. he flirts with everybody a lot. And that was really cute. I think that was really Yurie. Holland has his solo. We also get to see Rem and Yuri do a quick change on stage into their Shiko uniforms. So the rest of the devils appear and then they set off for the human world. A few moments later, we finally meet Noelle, the new character, and Lindo. Noelle's voice was a real shocker. That's what I mentioned before in my general impressions. He was a really good singer. His voice was truly angelic, and I enjoyed every bit of his solo. So afterwards, Issa Jack, that's what I call him, sings his solo next, and it was really sassy. Like, I loved it to bits. If anything, Daiki really matured in terms of his performance and in terms of his vocals. But, and also, seriously, how do you move in those pants? Like, seriously. So one of my ultimate parts of the play was when they sang Labyrinth of Depravity. It's one of my favorite songs in the anime, and I'm so happy that they sang it in the play. Make sure. So Lindo sang Exorcist for You, and this happens during the part where Ritsuka is being attacked by Jack and his goons before being saved by Rem. And then Rem and Jack had a fight scene, and the choreography was very impressive, like legit. I also commend Kaminaga Keisuke because most of his fight scenes or fight choreography consisted of like lunges and like high kicks, high jumps, something like that, and he was still able to sing properly, as seen in his solo Destinare. It was good job, Kamichi. So a few moments later, the Devils sang Mademoiselle, which I anticipated to be a part of the performance. They sang this without Lindo. He was probably still in England then, but in England or in Europe then. But yeah, so Rowan sang his parts instead. The character songs also begin after Mademoiselle without Lindo. The devils get to monologue a bit, and this is in place of the scenes in the anime where they get confronted by Rem or Lindo, sometimes the both of them. Yeah, so it started with Yuri's Yuwaku Amor, which was my least favorite. I'm sorry. But that doesn't mean that it was bad. It's just that it lacked a wow factor for me. Like, it didn't shine as much as it did others, like Yasukawa Junpei solo. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't good. It was good. Okay? So, next one is Mage with Vanquish. I was really shocked because I really did not know that Yoshioka Yu could rap that good. Yes, it was a good performance. Shiki appeared right after Vanquish to sing Renbin Yoranka. As I mentioned earlier, this one didn't shine as much as the other solos did, but it was a very entertaining performance. The detail that I liked about this performance was there was this part in the song where Shiki was on the library platform, the second floor of the stage, and he was singing his solo, and he was like reaching out, and whenever his like hands would reach out, his wings would also appear on the video background, and I really like that detail. So after Shiki, it was Rowan, and his solo sounded like a rearranged version of I Am Your Faithful Dog. I Am a Faithful Dog. But I'm not really sure. And do I really need to stress how good, how shocking this performance was? I didn't know that Naito Taiki could sing like that. Like, legit, it was amazing. His vocals were amazing, and his dance skills were superb to match. And I also loved the little Rowan howl that he did. After Rowan, it was Rem who sang Destinare whilst fighting Jack's goons. I mentioned that his fight choreography mostly consisted of high kicks and lunges, which I think will really take a toll on your breathing and you wouldn't be able to sing properly, but Kaminaga Keisuke proved me wrong. He was able to still sing amazingly. Yes. His voice didn't falter as much while he was singing and fighting, and that was something that I really liked. Moments after, they sang this ballad version of Mademoiselle, and I really loved it, even though it was chorus, because it was short. They only sang the chorus, but it was still beautiful. Later on, we find out that Noelle is actually a traitor. Like, Noel is Lindo's mentor, and we actually find out that he's a traitor. Um, and he's actually a vampire working for Jack. Um, in this part, Noel, Jack, and Holland, who was hypnotized by Jack, sing this really. I know that it's supposed to be serious trio, but I found it very funny because of the singing. I mean, it's not because of the singing; it's because of the song itself. So I know it's supposed to be serious, but I can't take it seriously. Yeah, now we head on to the very touching moment between Holland and Rem, where Holland reveals that he only protected to be under Jack's control to be able to defend Rem. And their relationship was really beautiful. So, and then the fighting ensues. They replaced Crazy About You with Kakusei no Air, which is the anime opening. I was really sad. Because I was really like waiting and anticipating that they would sing Crazy About You, but Kakusei no Air was really more badass, and I'm okay with that. It's okay. Only Ram and Lindo get to change into their battle gear. I'm sort of sad also because I wanted to see Mage and Yurie in their battle gear, but it's cool. In this part, they mostly just stayed in their school uniforms. So I really love the part after the fighting where they showed the phrases and the sentences that were in Ritsuka's POV when she made her choice. This was in the intro of this video, featuring my failed attempt at copying Ritsuka's English dub voice. I'm very sorry. So then comes Ritsuka in her wedding dress. I think the song that they sang here was a rearrangement of Dance with Destinies. Rem began it with "Shall we dance, my dear?" And I was fangirling, I was crying. So the wedding scene was really pretty, it was touching. And I, to be honest, got really emotional because of the song and how the scene was played out. After the song proper, they had a mini concert, which was composed of the songs that they sang as a group. Majority of the cast, if not majority, most of the cast, went to the audience, gave them high fives, blew kisses even. That was really cute. Issa Jack is very touchy, but he was touchy for the whole duration of the performance, so I am not surprised. So then the whole show culminated with the theme for the production that also served as the curtain call before cast speeches. So we're gonna move on to my favorite part now. We're gonna move on to the cast. Let's go! So first and foremost, I'd really like to acknowledge the ensemble of this production because unlike other productions, the ensemble really got to shine in Don Devi. I really like that a lot. The ensemble was superb, especially in terms of choreography and the fight scenes. So, first up, we have Mage's original voice actor Subaru Kimura as Holland. He doubles this role with Izaki Ryujiro, but I was only able to watch Subaru Kimura. But from what I read in reviews, Izaki Ryujiro delivered a superb Holland as well. So I'm sorry I wasn't able to watch him. If there was one thing that I loved about Subaru Kimura's Holland, it was his comedic timings and the facial expression that he made. He was really entertaining in a good way, and I loved his Holland to bits. I think there was really much more of Holland in Subaru Kimura, but I really can't say that because I haven't seen Izaki Ryujiro's Holland. Probably I might confirm my claim when I see his Holland. I think they have that bit in the DVD as well. I'll have to check. So up next, we have Norizuki Kohei as Norizuki Kohei as Noel. So I know after research that he played Ichigo in Burimyu. Again, I am not really a fan of Burimyu, that's why I haven't followed it, so I really don't know. I think the last Ichigo that I heard of was Tetsuya Isaka, and that was a long time ago. I was in 5th grade. So yeah, and I somewhat regret not watching him in Burimyu because his voice was superb. His range was impressive as well. I loved the tone of his voice, and although it did get a little bit shaky and off, at one point during his solo, he was able to pick himself up quickly afterwards, and I loved his Noel. you really wouldn't see much of a traitor in his Noel. In all honesty, he looks like a cinnamon roll. The way he delivered Noel was really good that you really wouldn't expect him to be a traitor in the first place. Unlike characters who share the same trait as Noel. Up next, we have Miura Hiroki, who played our silent Ritsuka Tachibana. Let it be known that I really didn't anticipate a guy to be casted as Ritsuka because he was so pretty on stage. You could see a glimpse of his face on stage. You really wouldn't anticipate him to be a guy because he really was pretty. When I saw the backstage footage, that's when I realized that he was a guy. I really can't say much about his Ritsuka because the character only appears whenever she's necessary and she has no speaking or singing lines, but his dancing was really good and very elegant. I can't wait to see more of him in the third season of Tenemu. So, and then we have AiiA Daiki as the Queen of Darkness and all that is sassy, Jack. No joke. That's what I wrote in the outline. Queen of all darkness and sassiness. And all that is sassy, Jack. What is not to love about AiiA Jack? I mean, the moment he stepped on stage for the first time, and the first time I heard his vocals, I was in love. His Jack is supposed to be evil, but you really can't help but love him, to be honest. Like I said earlier, AiiA Daiki really matured in terms of his performance and in terms of his vocals, and was superb. So next up is Naito Taiki, who played Rowan. So full disclosure, I really did not know that Naito Taiki had that kind of voice. When I've heard his vocals, when I've heard him sing in the opening, I was blown away. My mind was blown away. We get bits of his singing in Tenemu, but really that's not enough because we didn't get to see him shine there. But here, he got to shine spot on. That if I could give him a crown, I seriously would. His vocals were amazing and on point. I can't get enough of his singing voice. Sugiwa! I don't know why I said that, but it's in the outline, so. Sugiwa. Yasukawa Junpei as Natsumezaka Shiki. So, JP is one of my favorite second season Tenemu actors. And needless to say, I loved him as Shiki. From his performance in Tenemu, I somehow got to see him mature here in Dance with Devils. It was like a whole new JP. I love the aura that he gives out during his performance, and although he was one of the people who had the weakest voices, I think he was always on pitch, and that was good. Amazing. Up next is Akiyama Tsubasa as Sugami Yurie. So, this was the first time that I heard of Tsubasa. I'm pretty sure that this is where I discovered Token Ranbu because of him. His Yurie was really good. He was really flirty. He was a really pretty Yurie as well. This is what you would expect of a Yurie. And his performance was very on point. Next we have Yoshioka Yu, who played Nanashiro Mage. I am a Rem Mage fangirl, so I really focused on Kamichi and Yu's performance. To say the least, I loved his Mage. Ever since the visuals were released and the Madhouse LPV was released, I loved his Mage. It was really close to canon Mage, and I really liked that a lot. Also, again, his rapping skills are a plus point because I did not know he could rap like that. I wonder how Subaru Kimura felt and reacted when he heard this for the first time. So I think Yoshioka Yu pretty much had a lot of pressure on him here because he was playing Mage and the voice actor for Mage was there, so I think he had a lot of pressure on him here. Next on the list is Hiramaki Jin, aka Charlie, as Tachibana Lindo. One thing I liked about Charlie's Lindo, it was very genuine. His care and his affection for Ritsuka was genuine, and you could really see that on stage. Charlie is a really good actor. That much I know. And his Lindo was both sweet and powerful. I loved his performance. So lastly, we have Kaminaga Keisuke as Kagenuki Rem. So like I said earlier, I kept a really close eye on his performance, and I fell in love with this Rem, with Kaminaga Keisuke's Rem. Um, I love that we got to see the growth of his character in this musical, and I also love the fact that we got to see the progression of his feelings for Ritsuka in the play. His Rem was just perfect. So overall, this production was amazing. From the set to the songs to the delivery, it was amazing. I think I mentioned this earlier, but when I first watched the play, I was totally speechless at how beautiful it was. I think I mentioned that I love this production to bits, and I will never get tired of saying that. I love this production to bits. And I'm happy that they made Don Devi into a stage play with this set of actors and with this set of creatives. If you have not seen the musical yet, take it from me. Please do check it out, and I promise you, you will love every bit of it. If you're a fan of the anime, the game, or a fan of this kind of genre, or a fan of any of the actors in this play, please do watch the play. It's a very amazing experience. Trust me. That is it for this episode of lizzie-dust. Thank you guys so much for watching. Yay! So for the Thursday video log, which I think I'm gonna shoot right after I shoot this one, I will do something that I have not done yet, I think. I'm going to be talking about a fan experience. So last year, oops, spoiler alert, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore, but yes, it's a fan experience. I have not gotten a chance to write this on my blog, but instead I'm going to do a video log on it, and I hope that you guys will look forward to that. Yes, so also the visuals for Musical Kurashi Suji are coming up this weekend, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see. Like, I've been staring at Tamaki Yuki's picture for about the end time now, and I'm really excited for what it has in store for us on Saturday. So I guess I'll be seeing you guys then. So this was Lizzie. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!